So let's get started with the board. Here is this pretty face. I'm talking about this one. So now the board comes in various shapes, sizes, and vary from a very simple cardboard board to something that is tournament friendly. As you can see, it has grooves to hold the tiles down, and it also has a turntable to allow you to switch the board around when playing. Additionally, you can also buy a travel set, especially if you enjoy traveling, because it holds the tiles down very firmly, and I love it. It's tiny, but it's beautiful, and it's really good to play on bumpy rides. Whatever the style, what differentiates a Scrabble board from other similar word game board is the unique pattern of squares on the board. As you can see, there's a unique pattern. It's a 15 by 15 board, like I said earlier. Now the premium squares, which add value to the scores, I'm going to start with the red one because I like the color red. So red is a triple word score. A dark blue is a triple letter score. A light blue is a double letter score. And a pink or an orange is a double word score. So the colors of the board might vary from board to board, but the format will always stay the same. So always remember that. Now we're going to talk to you about tiles, or more like letters in simple language. So to begin a game of Scrabble, you must have 100 tiles in a bag. 98 of the tiles have a letter on them, which will always be the same fixed distribution. So there will always be exactly 12 E's in a full set of Scrabble tiles. 2 tiles will be blank. Now, this is the interesting bit. These are not replacement tiles, but they are very, very significant part of the game. And like every fascinating game, if you utilize it properly, it can win you a lot of games. It doesn't have any value, it doesn't have any letter, but this is very, very important, which we're going to come to. So each tile, except for the blank, has a number on it. So let's introduce you the S, because I like S. Now it has a number on it which says 1. The number is a face value score. One of the beautiful things about this game is that the face value of the tile is determined by the ease of using it in the English vocabulary and therefore its utility. The more difficult the ability to use it in words, the higher the face value. So let me give you an example now. So E, like I said, there are 12 E's in a bag and they have 1 as face value. A has 1 because it's easy to use. N has 1. However, something like the Q has a 10 because it's not that easy to use. Or an X has an 8, which is not that easy to use. So I hope that makes sense. Since the design of the game is based on a set distribution of tiles, also based on probability of the letters occurring in the English usage, the concept of probability plays a significant part in mastering the art of the game. So while there are 12 E's and only 1 Q in a full set of tiles, it has a significant value. That's the reason these tiles are spread over and have different distribution. I will talk more on this later, but right now it highlights the importance of playing a full set of tiles, which is very similar to having a full deck of cards. So just one piece of advice, if you lose a tile, let's say you lose A, please make sure you replace it with another A. Additionally, J, Q, X, Z, K are high-value tiles and are known as power tiles. I showed you J and X earlier. You can see that the A points, they are called power tiles. Now, vowels and N, R, S, T are only worth 1 point each or face value because of the ability to use them relatively easy when playing the game. I can make so many words if I have A, E, I, O, U, N, R, S, T. Whereas if I have something like J, Q, X, Z, K and a few other letters, it might be a bit more difficult. And if you're interested to know more, the letter distribution will be on the website, so feel free to have a look in resources. Now I'm going to talk about the bag and the rack and the importance of them. So when you start the game, all the tiles should be in the bag, which should be opaque and ideally is large enough to enclose all the tiles without them being able to be seen by either player, even when opening the bag to pick up the tiles. So please make sure your hand can go in the bag even with all the tiles. And like I said, there can be different bags, a simple bag with a drawstring, or a variety of fancy bags, a bigger one, or whatever you like. Now, the only one thing I would advise you is that please wash your bag for, of course, hygiene reasons. But in hot, humid countries, the bag can become a bit smelly from being just being in the bag. So, how do you pick the tiles out of this bag? The most important thing is that the tiles are picked blindly from the bag by each player and then placed on the individual racks without showing the opponent what those tiles are until they play them on the board or after the completion of the game. So I have an example here. As you can see, I have 7 tiles if you want to count, but racks are designed in such a way that opponents cannot see the tiles from opposite or adjacent side of the board. So I have 7 tiles on my rack, but you cannot see what they are. I'll just show you to be cheeky because I have a very, very, very good rack here.